Tori here today with today's Scrap Your Scraps video, and I'm really excited about it. So grab out your scraps and come join me for today's Scrap Your Scraps video. So the other day I was at the dollar store and I saw this really cool stencil set. It's called by Color Factory, and I think I paid $2 for it maybe. So it's a dollar store, but it's not really $1. And it has all the letters of the alphabet, the numbers, and then it's also got some like random shapes. And I thought these would be really fun to play with for stencils. But then I was wondering to myself, I wonder if there's a way that I could use these for a Scrap Your Scraps video. So I decided to try. And one of the shapes that was in the stencil set that I got for $1 was this awesome star. Now, hopefully you can see that. And I really wanted to make a layout with a bunch of stars. And I don't have any die cuts or punches that have stars, but I have the stencil. So what I did was I came to my scrap room and I pulled out my scrap stash and that stencil with a star and a pencil and started outlining a bunch of stars. So I basically just lined it up, outlined it just like this, and then I trimmed it out. And it was really easy to do. I just watched a movie and started trimming out stars, and it didn't really matter if they were perfect or anything. I just was having fun cutting them out of my scraps. And it was like a great way to use the scraps. So the stencil had that big star, but then I also realized that I had some other stencils with stars on them too, like of other sizes. So I also cut out a bunch of stars from my scraps of different sizes. And it was super quick and easy to do, especially when you go with a pretty geometric pattern like that. So I already did that. Sorry, the camera is getting blown out by the black. I already did that, but I had a lot of fun cutting out a bunch of stars, and I just stuck them in this little wooden bowl here. And I have all different sizes. Some of them I did in glitter paper, some I did in vellum, and you can see I have a whole bunch of different sizes. I even cut out some really tiny ones. And I didn't use a die cut machine, although I probably could use my Silhouette to do this, but I was having fun just doing it myself, like tracing and cutting them. And I didn't have a star punch, but if you had that, you could definitely do that too. But I want you to go maybe take a look at your stencils if you have them, and maybe look at them in a different way. Is there any design or shape in your stencils that you could use for your scraps today? And join me along for this ride. So whether you use stars or some other shape, I think it's really fun to use stencils with your scraps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick you guys on fast forward as I start making this layout. And I'm really excited because these stars look so cute. And I decided to go with a black background. You could also go with white if you wanted it light. But I thought the stars would just look so pretty on this black background. Okay, so I'll put you guys on fast forward.
Okay, perfect. So when I was making these stars, I thought it would be really fun to have like an area on the page where the stars could be highly concentrated and then they could sort of like disperse after that. So I picked the bottom left-hand corner for where the stars would be highly concentrated, and then figured there would be less stars elsewhere. Now, I sort of just got excited about stars, so there's just really stars all over the place everywhere. But as you can see as I go, I do try to make it lighter in other areas as I'm going. And I use that giant gold glitter star to be the center of the concentration. So while I'm just using my hot glue gun to glue these down, I just wanted to let you guys know something really exciting. I decided to start a Facebook group called Scrap Your Scraps, and I figured it could be a group for people who love scrapping scraps And for those of you who really love these videos, because I know there's a bunch of you who are scrapbooking along with me, and I always love to see your layouts and your projects. Some people make cards from these videos. Some people do project life ideas, and it's just so exciting to me that I wanted to sort of create a centralized place where we could see them. So I'm going to leave a link below in the description if you want to come join our Facebook group. I would love to have you there. And I can't wait to see what everybody creates. There's already a bunch of really awesome people there creating things, so you can get more scrap your scrap inspiration than just from me, because there's other lovely ladies who are scrapbooking with their scraps too. So come join us. It's fun. It's a fun place to be. So I look forward to seeing you over there. And we can also talk about anything. So come join us. Thank you so much, everybody, for your kind encouragement. For those of you who have already joined and participated in questions and polls and sharing your layouts, it really means the world to me. So, as we get back to this layout soon becomes overtaken by stars, and I actually really love all the stars. It ends up being like a really busy background, but one of the things I've realized with my Scrap Your Scraps videos is like most of them look pretty busy. So maybe the next few weeks I should try to like simplify or something like that. But I just have so much fun playing with my scraps and using up a ton of them on one page that I just feel like it's so worth it. So to use as many as you can. And I don't know what it is, but I like always seem to have a ton of scraps. Even when I make a bunch of Scrap Your Scraps pages, I still end up having like way more scraps than I probably should. So, but that's okay. That's a good motivation to keep going, I guess. So I ended up making that concentration in the bottom left, and you can sort of see that it's fading out to the end. Although it doesn't end up staying in the bottom left. I think I changed that because I decided I wanted my photo in a different place. So here's a really awesome trick. If you use a glue gun like me and you hate those spider webs or like glue gun webs or whatever you call them, those like little things, you can just grab your heat gun and blow it and all those spider webs will just sort of disappear. It's a really awesome trick. So that's what I was doing, and then I decided to just add a little more shimmer. So I grabbed my Wink of Stella and just added a little bit of shine on some of the stars here. And not a lot, but just a little bit to help them all sparkle a little bit more, because what's stars if they're not sparkling? And I'm really happy with the way the page turned out. So I almost like just love it so much I wanted to just stick it up on the wall like this. Is that silly? Do you ever make a page that you're like, this is so pretty, and you haven't even put a photo on it? I'm a weirdo, I know. So I decided I would actually make a scrapbook page. So I grabbed out this photo of my brother and I. And one of the things that Josh and I really like to do together is go to the movies. So I have a photo that we took when we went to the movies a little while ago, and I wanted to put it on a layout and talk more about like just in general that one of the things we do together and we get along really well is like going to the movies together. I think we were going to see The Martian here. Yeah, The Martian, which was a really good book and good movie too. The book is better, but the movie was really good too. So that's what this picture is from, but I really was just going to scrapbook about the fact that we like going to the movies together. And I'm like maybe feeling a little nostalgic. My brother is moving to England actually tomorrow. And so I really wanted to like scrapbook about him, even though he's like still here, but I just miss him already. So I grabbed some black and white tissue paper, which came in my Felicity Jane kit, just to add a layer behind the photo. And I was going to staple it, but I didn't have any staples in my tiny attacher, and I didn't want to like go off and do that. So I ended up just using a little hot glue just to glue the ripped tissue paper pieces together. And then I'm going to just use a little bit of score tape on the back of my photo to adhere it to the tissue paper. So this layout is a really busy one. And I feel like the tissue paper helps to like just draw attention to the photo because the photo's like less busy than the background, it also helps. But I guess if you didn't want it to be as busy, you could go with scraps that were like all the stars could be the same color. You could go with a black and white photo. You could put a border around your photo. That would also help like tone it down a little bit. And probably if you did a layout with less images, like less stars than me, it wouldn't look as crazy. But I love it. Let me know in the comments. Is this one like too busy for you? Is it just right? Do you think I should have stopped sticking stars down? I don't know. I enjoy it, so I guess that's all that matters, right? If you enjoy the process, then you get to have fun with your supplies. So I'm just going to do the embellishing now. So I grabbed some stickers from the cut apart label sheet from Felicity Jane. One that's a happy tab, and then one that's just a blue label, and I wrote Josh and me together. And then I grabbed some of these chipboard phrase stickers that I've had in my stash for a really long time. I can't remember where they're from, or I think it might be Studio Calico, but they're not available anymore. That's from a long time ago. And I just gathered a couple. They say like together is my favorite place to be, and you make my heart smile. And then I wanted to add somewhere for journaling, so I was just going through my journaling cards to see if I could find one that I thought would work. So I grabbed this one which had like a blue watercolor image on it, and I wanted to just tear it a little bit so it wasn't so perfect. And so then I teared it around, and then I decided to make it a little smaller, so I cut some strips off and decided to just layer them back on so it would just give it like a layered look. And I really like that added detail. So that's fun to just take your Project Life cards and use them in a different way. So I'm just going to stick that to the left of the photo, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling, just talking about like one of my favorite things to do with my brother is to go to the movies together. Now we both love going to the movies, and we can talk about it and everything, and we like similar movies, so it worked out well. So I'm going to just stick that there. Now, while I'm doing this, I decided to finish it off with some pearl dots and just a couple white ones around the page. And I'm almost done here, so I just want to quickly say thank you so much for joining me for today's Scrap Your Scraps video. If you want to see photos, close-ups, go check out my Instagram, my blog, my Facebook page. See you guys there. Hope you have a lovely day, and come back next Sunday for another Scrap Your Scraps video. Bye!